today we are back with a illustrator. His name's Monki, and the first question is going to be, how did you learn about graphic design and stuff like that?
I think it must have been around 2012-ish where I watched Syndicate and Evan Eckhard do a t-shirt design, and that was kind of like the main way I found out about it. And well, at least for illustration, for graphic design and stuff, I'd always been quite interested in that kind of things from quite a young age.
Alright, and you just answered the second question, so we'll move on to the third one. Is designing a hobby of yours, or did it used to be? Is it now a profession?
It's kind of a semi-profession as well as a hobby. I like to do a lot of personal art, and I do a fine art at A level as well. But yeah, it's kind of like semi-professional. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Alright, and what are some of your favorite designs to do, like headers, mascots?
Probably mascots and headers, because headers you have a lot of like creative freedom and like room to experiment with doing different things and stuff, which is nicer. But obviously I mainly focus on mascots.
And if you had a designing job for like a company, would you do it?
Yeah, definitely.
And how do you feel when people ask for like free designs?
It depends on the kind of person, really. If you are like a close friend, or you've known me for a while, and like, I don't know, yeah, I think if you have known me for a while and you're close friends with me, then you're perfectly well within your rights to ask for something small. But when it comes to like big projects and stuff, like time is money, which I think a lot of designers will say, like time, exposure and experience don't pay bills, and like normal jobs do. So.
And what do you think is the best way to find customers? And how many times a week do you think you get asked for free graphics or retweet deals?
Best way to find customers, probably interacting with a lot of people on Twitter, trying to like use hashtags, because a lot of people, contrary to popular belief, look through hashtags and stuff, even though you might not find yourself doing it that much. What else? The Adobe live streams and any sort of like creative live streams. A lot of people on Twitch who do the creative stuff are more than happy to check out work and give critiques on them. And that's how a lot of people found me. Is I kind of showed my work to a few designers on the Adobe channel, and that's how I got recruited to Doom, which is that's a really good way of doing it, because people can see your work in real time. How many times a week do I get asked for free graphics? Not that much. I think it would be more for someone who does like header designs and things, because those have kind of got a premise about them that they're quick and easy to do, whereas mascots and illustrations, people understand that it takes a lot of time. So I think a lot less, but maybe like once or twice to do like emotes and things.
Alright, and what do you think is like a good way for people to like market their graphics, like set them at a reasonable price?
Probably, depending on what you're doing, the prices I would half base them off how much effort and time you put into them. Of course, if you splash out a bunch of money on some resources like graphics packs and things, you want to essentially compensate for that, because they're getting the premium because you've spent money to get resources and stuff. And then also, if the amount of effort and time you put into it, that's also a way to you need to take that into account, and also kind of base it off other people's prices as well. If you just see someone selling a banner for 20 quid and someone selling a banner for 5 quid, maybe meet it halfway in between, you might find that that's kind of like the best way to do it. But ultimately, get your own prices. And then also, one thing that I've started doing a lot is watermarks, because when people are scrolling through their social feeds and they see an image that catches their eye, the watermark is directly in front of them. It doesn't distract from the original image, but it's also like another second component that they kind of see after the real image, so they instantly know who it is, and then they're more intrigued to go and check it out. Go check out other social platforms that you're part of.
And what do you think is like a fair price for your designs?
Anywhere between £20 and £100, really. For me, at like my level, it really depends on like what someone asks. If they want like a really intricate design or a really intricate mascot that's going to take ages, then it's obviously a bit more of a higher price. I think that's fair.
Yeah. And did your parents ever see your designs? And if yes, how did they feel about them?
They've seen both my like digital painting stuff and my illustration things, and they like both of them. They prefer my illustration stuff because my paintings always seem to come out a bit darker in emotions and things. That's just how I like to paint. I find it easier, and I like to paint that stuff. Whereas my illustrations are like kind of usually more happy and a little bit more kind of what's the word? Like mainstream, I guess. And they kind of like are always interested to see what I've been doing and things, which is nice.
And then did your parents ever think you like spend way too much doing designs, or you're on your computer too much or something?
No, definitely. My whole family has this kind of image about me that I'm just always in my room, always on my computer, always playing games, always doing drawing and stuff. Which is essentially kind of what you need to do when you do mascots. You've always got to be sketching and making up ideas and going through different design processes and making revisions of designs that you've made like a week ago and stuff, and just constantly updating and things.
And what do you think are some good tips for like starting off designers?
For starting off illustrators, probably don't worry about getting any clients at first. Probably just make what you want to make, even if it's not like a sticker or a mascot or something. Just kind of practice doing like drawings and stuff, like especially with pen and paper or pencil and paper. And then for like graphic designers, like who make headers and thumbnails and stuff, probably just keep experimenting. Always learn the software. Try and find different things. Always look, like watching live streams, tutorials, everything. Just always try to find new things and cool things. Like take inspiration from stuff that other people have done, because that's essentially how like the design world works. Is everyone takes inspiration from everyone else.
Yeah, like last night I was probably up until like 12 just watching tutorials on Abby's and stuff like that to improve myself. But what do you think are some of the best programs to start designing with, and some of your favorites to use?
Probably for illustration, definitely Illustrator. I've only started using that recently, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really clunky to move from Photoshop to Illustrator. And then also like definitely Photoshop is a really powerful tool, which is quite easy to learn. Autodesk Sketchbook for doing mascots that have got symmetry, because they have a symmetry ruler which automatically mirrors everything onto the other side of the paper. And then probably Krita for digital painting, Bang Paint Pro for doing illustration, like especially the line art, not so much colors and things. I'd leave that for Photoshop and like all the effects and things, but for line art and like blocks of colors and stuff, definitely Medibang. And then graphics tablets, both screened and just like tablets. But they're really useful for doing illustrations. You don't need them. You can always just scan like a pen and paper drawing in, and then go over it in Illustrator. But it's depending on what kind of style you want. You kind of need a graphics tablet, but they're not necessary.
Yeah, and that's probably gonna be it for this video. All his links will be down in the description, so go check them out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this and taught you a bit about illustrations and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys later.